Hello, everyone, and welcome to this recording, which is in a series of recordings on mobility and mission cities calls for 2024. I'm Irina Sakharova, company advisor at Euresearch Vaud. And I'm here today with Manos Barmpounakis, who is a CEO of Mobilysis, a startup based in Canton Vaud. And we are very happy to have his testimonial on the projects of which he is involved in under the Mobility and Mission Cities call. So welcome, Manos.
Hello, Irina. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. So I will directly start with a very easy question. I would like you to give us a few words about you, your company, and the projects you are involved in under Horizon Europe.
Right. So I'm Manos. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Mobilysis. And Mobilysis is actually an EPFL spin-off. And what we do and what our vision was to actually all the amazing things that we do in the lab to give them back to the society. So in Mobilysis, we are offering fact-based solution based on drone data. We monitor mobility with drones, and it's something that has really been attracting the attention of many researchers, mainly based on the latest advances we have in the drones industry, and secondarily in advances in computer vision, AI, computational power, etc., etc. So this is a very strong alternative to traditional monitoring techniques, as we can monitor, for example, not only cars and buses, but we can also monitor pedestrians, soft modes, motorcycles, and all of this in a privacy-friendly way. At the same time, our technology can adapt to any city with any vehicle composition without any intrusive measures. So we create our reports and we can integrate them as an added layer to all the existing infrastructure. Now with the Horizon scheme, we have 4 running projects. This is Acumen and Delphi, which started in June 2023. We have MetaCase, which started in January 2024. And we also have iDriving, which is a project that started in July 24. So Mobilysis in all of those projects plays a pivotal role by providing unique and high quality mobility data that we collect with our drones. Now, as I said before, we are an EPFL spin-off. High quality research is embedded in our DNA. So at the same time, we extend our contribution beyond data collection to developing also some methodologies that demonstrate in a way how we can integrate drones into the intelligent transportation system infrastructure, and at the same time, how we can enhance urban mobility management. Our work, we can say that it focuses on accelerating this transition towards a more sustainable and a more green city. And we can do this by optimizing traffic flow, by reducing congestion, improving parking management, all this kind of stuff. Then, in a way, I would summarize it that through all of these projects, we are trying to showcase this transformative potential that drones can have for the city of the future. And we're trying to leverage our expertise in traffic engineering by providing these mobility solutions.
Thank you very much, Manos, for these words. I'm wondering, because basically your startup is a great fit with the mobility calls in Horizon Europe, but you started recently and you had a lot of success with this grant. How did you find in the first place about the calls, and how did you choose ones in which you wanted to be involved?
Right. So mainly my co-founder and professor of EPFL, Nicholas Geroliminis, has built a very strong network and reputation all these years at EPFL. At the same time, when we started all this research-oriented work at EPFL, other researchers from prestigious universities around Europe and around the world were familiar with what we were doing. through our publications, our discussions in conferences, all these kind of things. So in a way, they could also see the innovative aspect that we're trying to bring. So yeah, I can say that they were anticipating in a way the creation of Mobilysis. They could recognize the potential impact that we can have on such research projects. So as soon as Mobilysis was established, we were invited to join a couple of initial proposals. They turned out to be successful, and since then the invitations have been increasing exponentially, which I think really reflects, their recognition of our contribution to the mobility sector.
Thanks a lot. And for such a small company, I mean, you're just starting.
Yeah.
What is the most appealing elements in Horizon Europe? Because sometimes we have startups. They think it's a bit complex, and they don't know if they need to go into this project. So what do you find good for a company like Mobilysis?
Well, I can say that there are various advantages and with multiple phases. So, okay, first of all, it really allows us to continue collaborating with prestigious universities and leading experts in the mobility field. And this allows us not only to grow our innovation, but at the same time to gain feedback on, let's say, to guide it towards the right direction. So we can have very valuable insight and perspective, not only from top universities, but at the same time, top experts in the industry. I would say secondarily, it really offers a platform to communicate our solutions to a very, very wide audience. That includes potential customers such as city authorities, but at the same time, other companies that might be interested in a B2B scheme. So I would say that being part of these prestigious projects can really validate our approach. It gives us credibility. And in the end, it makes it easier to engage in good discussions, meaningful discussions with stakeholders and decision makers to have more direct impact. Then I'm not sure, maybe there is also another thing that it really allows us through Horizon projects to a little bit to escape from the proof of concept, providing all the time a proof of concept to potential customers, and actually see the effectiveness and the reliability of what we do in a really large scale, because this real world validation is what we are actually looking for and what we were envisioning when we first founded Mobilysis, is we want to actually provide impact to the cities around us.
Thanks a lot. And this sounds extremely appealing, actually, and I think it should speak to a lot of companies, also research institutions, as we address everybody in this series. From a more generic perspective, let's say if you look at all of the researchers or innovators involved in different projects and considering Horizon Europe opportunities, what do you think they should be considering specifically before applying to these grants?
Okay, so let me start with the bad news, and then I can continue to the nice part of the story. I would say honestly, the only kind of negative experience is the administrative part. I understand that maybe for big companies, a big institution, that might not be important at all, but for a small startup like us, which is starting right now, and we have limited resources, the administrative part is a quite big, I wouldn't say obstacle, but I would say something that makes our applications to be very selective. So even if we receive many invitations, we will really choose the ones we are going to apply in the end because of the administrative part. So that's it. I said it. And now let's go to the good part. I would say the most important thing is that we can really collaborate with reputable and capable partners that all together we can really produce amazing results. They can bring expertise to a project. We can create strong partnerships with universities and industry leaders. And in the end, when we have partners that at the same time have a proven track record in these grant-funded projects, we can really increase the likelihood of success. So in a way, it also builds up our confidence. Then what we also see through our European project is that there are always in the use cases, they are designed in a little bit bottom-up. So there's always the city there, there's the city official that will say their everyday problems, and then we are trying to bring this use case into life and not just an imaginary scenario that we had as researcher and is going to be published in a paper and that's it. We're really creating impact, and I find this beautiful. So yeah, this attractiveness of the real world use case is what I really enjoy.
Thanks. And of course, another question, especially because you mentioned that the admin part is a complicated thing. Did you get any support through your applications and afterwards? How did it work for you?
So yes, of course, and we're really grateful for that. Especially during the initial stages, we were bombing Euresearch with all our emails. Not only Euresearch, the EPFL Research Office, SERI, that is also responsible for the funding. And I can say that the experience has been more positive than I would ever expect, because they didn't only help us with understanding how the budget request process works, but at some point, I remember they even reviewed one of our 50-page proposals and provided actually very valuable feedback. That I believe part of it also was part of the success. But also after that, after we had these successful projects, they helped us by reviewing, for example, consortium agreements. And as I said before, we're a very small startup. It's not like we can have legal advice very, very easily. So for us, these services have been really crucial in order to help us navigate these in all of these complexities that we are not really aware on how to manage efficiently.
Thank you, Manos. It's indeed also a service that is available at Euresearch, actually proposal review. You mentioned it. It's something many clients use, but it's very interesting that you mentioned it, because some clients don't know about this service, and we encourage them to use it as much as possible.
Yeah, and to be honest, when we first did it, okay, we knew the high level of feedback that can be provided, but we were really amazed by how to the point those feedbacks, those comments were. I feel that there wasn't like a random person, that just reviewed the proposal and gave some general comments, but they really went deep into it. So yeah, thanks once again for that. It was really unexpectedly good.
Thanks, Manos. And finally, I think we come to the end of this short interview testimonial. I would just like you to hear to say a few words about what final advice would you give to Swiss potential applicants who are maybe not aware of Horizon Europe, or maybe considering this already, but never participated?
Right. My advice would be both to researchers and innovators in these kind of schemes to maintain a high standard of research, to find partners, outstanding partners, to collaborate with them, not only to highlight the innovations, but at the same time to communicate the results to the public. And then I would say that high quality research is really the ground of an impactful project. So by starting with that, we can really proceed into strong partnerships and then really enhance the outreach of this kind of projects. Communication, of course, is, let's say, the last part of the project, but at the same time is very, very important because it can help us have broader visibility and at the same time have potential adoption by stakeholders and the public. So as a sum up, yeah, like keep the level of research high. That would be my advice.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot, Manos, for giving us this feedback. I hope it will be very helpful for other applicants. And I again take the opportunity of this recording to invite all those who are watching this to also consult the other recordings in the series on mobility and mission city schools, and of course to get back to Euresearch for potential advice and further information on these opportunities. Thank you, Manos, again.
Thank you, Irina. It was a pleasure.